Life isn't fair all the time. You're going to be faced with risks through your entire life. Facing fear has been the cornerstone of my life. Whether that was as an amateur racer trying to make my way to the pro levels, whether that was through freestyle motocross and pushing the sport of what can be done on a motorcycle, whether that's in business, where I was facing a career-ending injury and put every penny I had into a tattoo shop in a casino. It's about challenging myself, pushing my limits, pushing my boundaries. And ultimately, it's you get up, you dust yourself off, and keep pushing forward. "100% adrenaline and dopamine is addictive. Guys like me prove that. I started riding dirt bikes at 4 years old, and I was just kind of addicted to the good and the bad of it. I was widely known at a certain period of time for completing a backflip, and then 12 months later, one of the worst crashes ever caught on tape on a motorcycle. When you're on the roll-in, it's just being laser focused. You hit go. Dead silent, completely focused, and tricking yourself into what the outcome's gonna be. If you overthink it and it's overcalculated, it could hold you back. Because at the end of the day, it's that last piece of confidence, but if you don't have the commitment and the confidence, you won't land it. I feel in my life, at this point at 50 years old, I still ride a dirt bike because the urge and the desire to go out and conquer and do better and do more is still there.
What was your first tattoo?
Oh man, my first tattoo. So the morning of my 18th birthday, I woke up with a little bit of a headache and a tattoo on my chest that my buddy's dad did in the kitchen of an apartment. Tattoos are like, I call it a lifetime yearbook. It was the experience of like hanging out at the tattoo shop. It was the experience of sitting down with the artist, sketching stuff out. It was more about friendship and a timestamp in my life and where I came from and family and kind of what I was rebelling against in my motocross career. Today in 2026, tattoos are very much accepted. It's a completely different world. Where my tattoo journey experience started was, I remember being in 3rd and 4th grade drawing with Crayola markers on my arm. My old man would yell and scream at me when I came home. Fast forward to 95, 96, I'm chasing the supercross motocross dream. I want to be the next factory motocross racer. And motocross was going after a very, very clean-cut NASCAR image. And that mentality forced a handful, like literally probably 8 of us out of being racers. My point of saying all that is that when I decided to start getting tattooed, I knew that it was sink or swim. I knew I was never gonna get any kind of factory support or any kind of serious ride as a racer at that point. But it was a statement that I was making. I'm doing my own thing. And this led into me eventually having the most successful privateer motocross team in Supercross to date. Tattooing at the turn of the century wasn't what it is now. It was back alley, shitty part of town strip malls. It wasn't what Vegas is now with tattooing. I always wanted to do a place that was very first-timer friendly. It feels more like a lounge than a surgery center. And when I'm not on the road riding freestyle motocross, that's where I was gonna hang out at. When I started H&H, I had no business experience. I had no idea how to run a business. And when I did it, I was literally coming off of the worst crash I ever had in my life. And I thought my motocross career was over. And here I am sinking every dime and every minute of my time into a tattoo shop and a casino. So it was this real time, all while at the same time being documented by TV cameras. It was 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, for years, whether it was filming the television show or operating the business. All the drama that would happen, it was just absolute chaos. It was hard knocks. As it started to get a little bit more real, shortly after the TV show took off, and we're opening them all over the place, Niagara Falls, Orlando, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. So it just kind of was like wildfire, but at that early stage too, it's like, oh, wait a minute. This is like creating its own new genre. Hart&Huntington put a stamp to change and evolve what the persona was. We made our mark and everybody else made their mark, and it just completely elevated tattooing. I loved business. I loved ideas. I loved trying new things. So that led from starting with tattoo shops into clothing businesses, into nightclubs, my supercross motocross team, which Hart&Huntington had a big part in that. Now doing parts for Indian Motorcycle. For the last 10 years, Big B and I have been doing this. I love it. I love it today just as much as I did 10 years ago. Now at this point, 10 years in, Big B and I launched Hart Luck Parts because, again, I want to make parts so that people who have followed mine and Big B's journey through Indian motorcycles can adapt those same things to their bikes. So this is a great opportunity to make some of these pieces that are performance, aesthetic, function, and we're having a great time doing Hart Luck parts for the Indian platform. Indian has always been focused on one thing, and that's motorcycles. And they've always been, since day one, have always been pro aftermarket, pro builder, pro modification. Now the aftermarket is catching up, and with brands like Hart Luck and all the other brands out there, Saddlemen, all these other companies, pushing the envelope, pushing the boundaries, evolving these motorcycles. So there's a lot of opportunity for aftermarket, and there's a lot of people that are making the commitment to the Indian platform, as well as Indian make the #1 commitment to the builders. The Risk Taker collection is a collaboration between Hart&Huntington Tattoo and Indian Motorcycle. I'm really excited about it. It's tattoo culture, it's motorcycle culture. You're taking two of my biggest loves in life to get together and now create some really, really cool pieces. It's tradition, great colorways, not over the top, not too much in your face. Stuff that you want to put on your body, whether you're jumping on your bike or just going down to the local bar or the restaurant. And we're just really excited for everybody to see it.